Hi everyone, it's Trishna. So I can think of many times when I was first using the law of attraction where I would really try to manifest something into my life. Whatever it was, I would work on the manifestation, I would send out the visualizations, I would work on my blocks, and sometimes whatever it is that I was trying to work on just wouldn't materialize into my life. And I would get really hung up trying to spin my wheels, trying to figure out what is that one block that if I just knew what it was and I just healed it and released it, would open the floodgates for my desire to come to me. If I could just figure out what that block was, I'd be able to have my desire. I'd be able to work on it. I could actually do something about it. So, I want to talk about 5 ways that I use to identify what that missing block is so that I can actually work on it and again create my manifestation. So, the first one is what triggers you. When you are talking to a friend, when you're talking to somebody that just comes on your path who may not be a friend, when you're watching a video on YouTube or a movie on TV or on Netflix, or when you're reading a book, what triggers you? What, when you read it or you hear it or you see it, what bothers you? What makes you want to lash out? What makes you angry? What makes you tighten up in some way? What triggers you? A lot of times that is you holding on to some kind of belief or some kind of block, essentially, that if you just release that, your body would relax, you would open yourself up, you would open up your energy potentials and your energy portals and centers and everything like that, and your desire would essentially just come to you because you are in that energetic flow. And how does what is triggering you relate to your personal belief system? What is it trying to tell you about your personal belief system or the beliefs that you hold in your subconscious? So, for example, let's say you're watching a love video on YouTube, it's a tarot reading, and the reading doesn't really resonate with you, but you're just listening to it for the fun of it. And then all of a sudden you hear, oh, well, the two of you aren't going to make it, you're going to break up, or something like that. And it angers you, or it stresses you out, or it worries you, or it gives you some kind of anxiety, or it makes you want to turn off the video. Look at that. What triggered you? It was the idea that these two people are going to break up. So, what does that tell you about your belief system? Do you feel secure in your current relationship? Do you fear that maybe you and your partner are going to break up? Try to figure out how that trigger actually relates to some fears or concerns that you hold within yourself that maybe you weren't aware of until that trigger affected you. Maybe you share a desire or something that you're trying to manifest with your friend and they kind of scoff or they snicker or they shrug. How does their reaction, if it triggers you, what does that tell you about your personal belief system or regarding your desire? If they laugh at you or kind of snicker about it or seem like they don't really believe it, does that trigger you? Maybe because you don't believe it yourself? If they kind of shrug like it's not important, does that trigger you because you wonder if it's really something worth pursuing? Is it important enough for you to pursue? So try to figure out, based off of how the world is reflecting back to you, what is triggering you, because the world is reflecting back to you. Whatever you are vibrating, it is sending out into the universe, and it is showing you what you are vibrating through people, through movies, through videos, through audiobooks, through podcasts, through books, through conversations, through overhearing other people's conversations, through patterns that you see. It's constantly reflecting back to you what your current belief system is, and that is actually a good thing. Triggers are not always a bad thing. In many cases, they're actually a really good thing because it gives you the opportunity to figure out, okay, where is my belief system at? What do I need to work on? How do I need to grow? How do I need to transform my personal mindset so that I can get what I want? Another method that you can use to help you uncover your hidden blocks is to use what I believe comes from the Six Sigma supply chain method, which is where you ask yourself why over and over and over again so that you can go to the root cause and solve the issue that is there versus solving some of the symptoms that are overlaying on top of what really is the issue or what really is the block or what really you need to release and heal upon. So, for example, let's say that you would really like to get a promotion, but for some reason you keep getting passed over for it. So ask yourself, why do I want this promotion? For some people, maybe because it's more money. For some people, maybe because I will be higher up on the food chain. Okay, higher up on the food chain. Why do you want to be higher up on the food chain? For some people, it's because you want more respect. For some people, it's because it represents success to you. Okay, so let's say it's respect. Why do you feel like you need to have more respect? Well, maybe currently you don't feel respected in another area of your life. And it would be really nice if in this area of your life where you have a little bit more control, you can actually gain that respect. And maybe you also think, if I have respect here, maybe I'll have respect in this area of my life as well. So you would keep going layers and layers deep. Okay, why aren't you getting respect in this area? Or why do you need respect in this area? And why do you think that would make you feel better? So keep going down layers and layers to why, to find what is the root cause, what is the root reason for why you want this desire. And in some cases, as you go down these layers, you may realize, you know what, I don't actually want this. Maybe you don't actually want a business. I mean, maybe you don't actually want a promotion. Maybe you actually want to be self employed and have your own business. And for you right now, success is climbing the rung ladder. And you think with a business, well, I wouldn't be successful because there's no ladder to climb. But when you really get down to the root of it, what you want is respect. And you would feel more respected, you would feel more accomplished if you had your own business than if you were going up the rung. So this will help you identify what is your block. It will also help you identify maybe what you really want, or maybe that what you've been going after isn't what you really want. And that is also just as important. It doesn't mean you have to start over if you find out that you don't actually want what you thought you wanted. If anything, it really helps you. It'll bring your manifestation faster to you because now you're going after something that you want. You're not resisting yourself. You're not going against yourself. When you go after something that you don't really want, you're basically working against yourself. You're pushing against yourself. You're going after something that your heart isn't truly in. And when you are aligned, not just mentally but emotionally, that's just going to make it that much easier for you to manifest your desire. Another way to uncover some of your hidden blocks is to think about how you need to evolve and how you need to grow in order to become somebody who has the desire that you have. If we take the example of the promotion, maybe in order to get promoted, you need to be somebody who actually enjoys working with other people. You need to be somebody who doesn't mind sitting in meetings all day and then having to do work on top of that versus actually being able to be more productive all day and actually working on assignments and tasks and projects. Maybe you need to have more confidence because when you're in a management role, you'll need to be presenting more often to your team and to upper management. What do you need to learn? How do you need to grow? What skills do you need to acquire in order to be somebody who would be a manager? And so this is a way of transitioning your mentality around the law of attraction from just trying to get things that are external from you and seeing how do I need to grow internally, making this a self-growth journey that grows you as a person and also gets you everything that you're looking for so that when you actually get your desire, you're completely ready and you're just killing it. So think about, how do I need to evolve? What do I need to learn? How do I need to grow? Who do I want to become? And who that person is, what kinds of skills do they have? How do I want to master myself? So the next method is ask yourself the question, how is the status quo currently serving me? How is not having what I want actually giving me what I think that I want? So here's an example to illustrate that. Let's take the example of the promotion. Let's say you want the promotion, but when you look at the status quo, a part of you is glad that you don't have the promotion because you're really good friends with the people that you will be promoted above, and you don't want to ruin that relationship. You don't want to upset them. You don't want to have to tell your friends what to do and have to rate them, rate the quality of their work every year and do performance reviews and things like that and have to make firing and hiring decisions with regards to them. So maybe you really want that promotion. Maybe that is exactly what is there for you, but you're holding yourself back because the status quo is safer for you. It's safer to not have to be in that position. It's safer to not have to deal with that kind of discomfort or awkwardness. So how is the status quo currently serving you? Ask yourself that, and that may reveal some hidden blocks that once you release, you will be able to attain that desire, attain that promotion, whatever it is, because you can heal that aspect of yourself. You can heal the fears of being your friend's boss. You can heal the kinds of awkward situations that could arise. You can release a lot of that so that you eliminate a lot of the awkward conversations and you can have a smooth transition and your friends can be happy for you. It may feel safer to not be their boss because you feel like they'll hate you, but you can create a reality where they'll love you. So figure out how the status quo is serving you, what fears are currently there that are keeping you where you are, that make you almost want to be where you are even though you truly want to be somewhere else. And just know that the universe is infinite. It can create scenarios that are beneficial for everybody involved, but you just need to know what those blocks are and heal on them so that the universe will create those scenarios for you. And the final method to uncover your hidden blocks so that you can manifest your desires and not have something impeding your progress and in your way is to visualize. So sit down and visualize, be calm, sit down and plan to have 5 to 10 minutes that you're going to devote to this. Visualize you having the outcome that you want. Now, when you are fully aligned with your desire, when you have yourself open energetically to receiving that desire, when you visualize your end outcome, you're going to feel good about it. You're going to feel happy about it. But if there's a block in your way, when you visualize your outcome, you having what you want, at first it may feel good. But then pay attention to your thoughts, pay attention to your body. Do you have some kind of resistance to something? Do you tense up when you imagine certain parts of you having your desire? Do certain fears come up, certain concerns? Do you want to push away certain things? For example, when you imagine yourself having a promotion, are you happy about all the parts like being able to manage people and being able to motivate people and being able to inspire your team, but then you also cringe about having to talk to higher management or having to present to other people or having to be in meetings all day? So like, what parts of what you want do you cringe about? What parts about what you want do you enjoy? And you can do one of two things. One, you can focus on the blocks and heal those and release those, but you also can focus on the parts that you really like and emphasize those more in your mind. And that way you're doing a double whammy where you're letting go of the parts that you don't like and you're emphasizing the parts that you do, and it will again draw everything to you that much faster. So these are the 5 ways that you can uncover your hidden blocks so that you no longer have to be impeded. Your law of attraction and manifestation work will actually work and will work faster. It will be a lot easier and a lot more fun, a lot more joyful. And yeah, you can bring in not just one thing in your life, but all the things in your life. So these are the 5 methods that I have used that I have found really helpful. I hope that you find them helpful as well. If you enjoyed this video, please leave me a like and subscribe, and leave me a comment if you have any questions or any video suggestions, and I will see you in my next one.